Good morning, good evening, good night, and all of that, right? To all you tarot and astrology stars, as you can see, I'm right here. It's about nighttime now. In my time, it's about 5, I believe. And so, what we're doing here is a redo of the video that I did earlier. For whatever reason, it only recorded 16 seconds of it. But here we are. So, what ended up happening, and of course, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and read something. I'm gonna have to take the light off myself for a second, and I want to read this message to you because this is a message that I found myself saying for everyone. So okay, so thoughts for everyone. 666 is the number. 666. The sixes are about love. They're about healing things on an everyday level. The I guess you could say the material things, the more logical things. So Cappy, this is for all Capricorns, Capricorn rising, possibly even Capricorn moon, I would say. Have you been thinking about community? Have you been hearing anything about community in your life? If you've been receiving that message, then go ahead and move forward on it. If you've been thinking about finding ways to participate in your community, do so. That'll be very, very beneficial for you. And random acts of kindness will go a long way, and not just in helping you to make future connections, kind of like the butterfly effect, but I'm also thinking that in that sense, you might just actually help somebody who's in the process of just like kind of, I guess, seeing if people are willing to help them out or something like that. Like, you might be approached by somebody that's like, hey, sir, do you have $5? And if you say, hey, you know what, I don't have $5, but here, I'll give you what I have. What ends up happening is, if that person doesn't really need the money, and it turns out that he's I don't know, maybe a YouTuber or something like that, or maybe just some person who's giving out random acts of kindness, then you'll start to find out that, one, that's a good connection right there. Two, they might actually surprise you with something like, $100, $500, or something just for your random act of kindness. That could be a possibility for some of you Cappies. Now, regardless of whether it is or not, I would say just continue to show those random acts of kindness, and if you haven't yet, begin doing so. See, that dog knows. All right, so Cappy, Libra, Virgo, Cancer, self-love, practice that. Practice self-love, and also practice giving love to others. Giving and receiving unconditionally is what helps to cultivate that energy of love. Raising vibration. Are you becoming more aware of different things? Are you becoming more aware of various different signs and things like that in your reality? If so, pay attention to those signs. Those signs are telling you messages that you need to hear. Also, emitting the energy of love. This was said for Cappy, but Libra, Virgo, and Cancer, there's a necessary need for you to emit the energy of love, because when you emit the energy of love, you get it back. And of course, if you're looking for love, whether it's intimate love, whether it's friendship, whether it's family, you have to give it before you can actually receive it. Weird paradox, but you have to understand and encompass that energy of love before it can be passed back to you. And actually, once it does get passed back to you, it's actually going to come by more in a more powerful way. And then for everyone, don't worry about your material needs. Ask the angels or source to guide you and into the proper direction, and to allow for that abundance to flow, or abundance and blessings to flow from all directions. So it's not just going to come from a direction where you expect it or where you sent help. It's actually going to come from all other aspects, and maybe even just a trickle or something like that from that one source. So pay attention to that. If you feel like you're not getting abundance from all sides, then that means you might not be aligned, and that means that there's a necessity for you to go ahead and make the decision that would lead to that stability. Okay, so that's pretty much everything I had. I'm gonna go ahead and put this light back over here, and hopefully I get a good sit, right? All right, hopefully that doesn't fall. You know what? I need it to be more this way. Okay, there we go. All right, how How about I do it like this? All right, so that looks good. Let's see. All right. Yeah, not too blinding. Well, it's blinding for me. All right, so in the first drawing that I did earlier today, right in between the fairies oracle and the animal spirits, was the Hierophant card. So the green woman was calling for us to really tap into our self-worth, to tap into our value, and to really tap into the energy of source so that we can be creative, right? And right below her was Sylvanus. So when you have these two cards put together, actually this one was in reverse, there might be certain truths that are being revealed to you right now. And of course, with the green woman, whatever these truths might be degrading, or they might be not so pleasant to hear. But regardless, source is there, and source is actually the one sending these messages. So when we talk about the Hierophant and that energy, then we start to think, well, that's 5 energy. This is also 5 energy. It's the energy of change. It's the energy of positive change if you have a positive mindset, negative change if you have a negative mindset. And what it was calling us to do is, you know, random acts of kindness, show generosity, not just to show generosity, but really encompass what your beliefs are. So if, let's say, your belief is that you can heal anybody, well then, start doing it. If your belief is that you can persuade anybody, start doing it. If you have a skill in it, start doing it. The whole idea behind it is that with the raccoon energy coming out for the animal spirit guide, the energy today was specifically having to deal with artistic talents, but it was just talents in general. Everybody has a skill, everybody has a talent that they've been working on. Some people just haven't been working on, and they're going to start working on it here and here at the end of the year, or probably at the beginning, as all late bloomers will do. And they're only late bloomers because they're procrastinating. So take that into account. The idea of no forward movement is tied to the 6 of Cups. Now, the 6 of Cups is an emotional aspect. It's an emotional card, so there's a lot of emotion that needs to be healed in this. Obviously, the 6 is one of those numbers, and there's no forward movement until that can be done. So what do? Well, you trust your intuition. You got to walk that path. I would say trust your intuition for a week. It's one of the things that I've heard from a Jovian Archive human design video that I was watching earlier. Do it for a week. Trust your intuition. Whatever it is, whatever the messages are, you know, follow it. Okay, so here, and that's actually the difference between following your intuition and following your ego, because, you know, one can be louder than the other, or the other can be louder than the other, and then the other gets louder just to, like, overcome that voice. What's happening here is you're trying to move forward on something, but then you keep having memories. Maybe these are old friends that are keeping you in place. This could be secrets that maybe you have with these old friends that are keeping you in place. I feel like they provide something for you that's emotionally fulfilling, but it doesn't help you to move forward on a physical level. So take that as it resonates. As I said, trust in the moon, trust in your moon energy, and also step in your full power. That's what you're being asked to do. Now, let's go ahead and shuffle these cards, and let's see what else we can get as far as information. This is not just for today, but I feel like this is the energy that's going to encompass the week. So let's see how that actually works out together with all of the daily card draws that I do from this point on for the rest of the week. And we'll actually see what that energy was. And it actually gives us an ability to really focus on it, first off, and then to understand the energy behind it. So as I study more more human design, I'm actually going to start encompassing it into my videos as well. I'll have messages specific to generators or manifesting generators, messages specific to projectors, and also all the other different types that you'll find within the archive, or within human design, I should say. Human design is actually very, very interesting in the sense that it really does get down to the energies that are there, the energies that are present. But at the same time, it also helps you to solve problems. So that's why I'm thinking about incorporating it into the channel, because I mean, I created this channel specifically to help you guys solve your problems, but in a way, it also helps me solve my problems too. All right, so let's see what the card is. Ha 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 ha. All right, so there's certain ideas, certain thoughts. I feel like certain belief patterns, certain ideas, certain conceptual idea, a perspective. I'm trying to think of all the things that I could think of that are behind it. There's certain things that are still stabbing your mind about, you know, whatever today was about, whatever it was that was related to your belief system, whatever it was that was related to your rigid way of thinking, you know, things like that. I very much feel that there's a necessity to move away from it. There's a necessity to be adaptable, and there's a necessity to develop that adaptation principle, so that when you witness certain things in your reality that tend to disrupt your harmony and your peace, well, then you have the ability to step away when you need to, at the right time, understanding that 6 is more specifically for your healing, but it's also it's more specifically for overall healing. Now, what tends to happen is we have energy centers that tend to go out of alignment. Now, when I think about consciousness, the third eye and the heart, those are the ones that I feel are usually the culprits that result in, for instance, you not being able to see clearly, you not being able to hear clearly, you not being able to see the intuitive signs. It can also manifest in you not being able to feel things. It also manifests in a way where I feel it's just draining. And so various different situations that have been draining in your life, I feel like this is a call to move away from them. You're being divinely guided to step towards calmer waters, towards clearer shores that would allow you to begin what you need to begin in order to set up your kingdom. So hopefully you guys can understand that concept in context to your life. So yeah. So you know, it's not far-fetched. Not only is this talking about, like, you know, departing from thoughts and minds, and, like, you know, quieting down your loud environment, right? That's actually the necessary reason of why you need to step away from things. Now, this together to me means permanent separation. You're talking about a separation of mind and a separation of emotion. If you have a separation of mind and emotion, then automatically you're going to have a separation of consciousness and a separation on the physical realm. Now, whatever it was that hasn't been fulfilling to you, and I feel like these energies are actually encompassing not just this energy is not just encompassing your ideas and your values and all of that, but I feel like the rigid way of thinking is what's leading you to not just be indecisive about things, right? And not being able to see a clear vision, and then not only being able to not see what you're investing into, but not seeing the value in it. And of course, because you don't see the value in it, you hold back. You distance yourself from other people. You distance yourself from various different aspects of life. And this distancing right here, this is not bad per se, if you're moving away from a toxic situation, then it's obviously it's a positive one, right? But if this is the way that you're moving away, like this is the only reason, or this is the only option you feel you have, and you're basically, your mind is stuck in this fashion where there's only one way of seeing things, thinking that there's no value in it, and then not being able to make a decision on it because you can't really see the truth. No, my friends, you don't need to be in that type of energy. It only leads to this. So with that being said, I want to see what's in the middle of this. What's the bread and the butter? Oh, so look at that. Yeah, so it's it has something to do with the harvest for a lot of you guys. I feel like this is not just past energies, but you know, he's looking towards the future. Technically, you know, he's looking out to see what he'll get in return, right? And also if it's gonna make him happy, and also if it's something that he's gonna be able to take action on, right? So I feel that you moving away is because you have a greater vision of something. And it's not that you're technically moving away, it's that now you're using your mind and your heart more efficiently, which is a very, very good thing. You want to be able to use your mind and your heart efficiently, meld them both together, because that is a key to manifestation. All right, so that was a, jeez, no wonder that reading didn't happen last time, you know. All right, so let's see. I did the sign energy. I mean, hold on. I did the sign energy for the. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna use the number die. The number die is actually gonna show us the numbers behind it. When you got the Hierophant, you got the 1. And let me see. If you had the 1 on the top and the 2 on the side, yeah. So you had 1, and you had 6, and you had 5. So 1, 2, 6, and 5. All of them correspond together, where if you make forward movement on an everyday basis, what ends up happening is you actually lead yourself to the proper decisions that you need to make in order to make the positive changes that you need in your life. That's that 5 energy. So 5s, changes are about you. Changes are going to happen regardless of whether you want it to or not. Just be fine with it, flow, adapt, and do all that stuff. Okay. Oh, all right. What's the number? Ha! You cannot make this up. Look it. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys. This is literally where it landed. I don't know if you guys can see that. That 5 right there, the 1 right here, the 6. What's on the other side of that 6? A 9. Okay. So what we're dealing with, let me go ahead and reposition you guys right here once more. What we're dealing with here, if we're talking about the energies of if we're talking about the energies of 5, the energies of 6, the energies of 1, and the energies of 9, well, like I said, changes are going to be happening, and this just solidifies the idea that these changes are going to be positive for you if you think positively, or negative if you think negative. So it could also be that changes have happened today that will allow you to move into the direction that you're actually wanting to go. And you know, as a result of all of that, you know, what whisks in is actually personal happiness. So that's what you're headed towards. I feel, do it. If you need to move away from something, move away from it mentally, move away from it in your heart, and just let everything else be guided by the universe, okay? And understand what it is that you want, because you can't do this until you find out what your values are, what your perspective is, what your not just your perspective and viewpoint, but also what your standards are, what your value system is, all of that. So once you're able to figure that out by looking deep within, by meditating, by sitting in a quiet space, then you'll finally be able to have the answers that you need. And actually those answers are going to come in pretty quick, because the year is ending, and this new year, the universe wants you to step in your power. So with that, thank you guys. Truly appreciate you being here. I'm grateful that you guys watch my videos. I'm grateful that you guys like it. I'm grateful that you guys will share it. And of course, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and it also motivates me just little by little to do more videos for you guys, and to help understand what it is that, you know, we're here to do, but also in helping each other do that too. So with that, I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you on the next video that I make, which will probably be tomorrow. So you guys stay safe, stay free, and shine bright like the stars you are. Take care.